Senzenina, Senzeni.
What's up, ladies and gentlemen? It's your boy King Kid 053, Mr. Easy Money, and we're back at it again with another one. And today is June 16th, and I just wanted to leave my thoughts as to this June 16th celebration thing. I think at one point of time we should have stopped celebrating June 16th and start implementing what those students died for that day. The issue was in the townships. Black native people were taught in Afrikaans. It was not a first language, but even a second. They were getting tired of getting taught in Afrikaans because the Afrikaners are the most evil people you can find on this earth. And in the time when they were ruling South Africa, they ruled it with an iron fist, even forcing their language because they never thought they would get out of power. So they wanted everyone to learn in Afrikaans. There was a time where students rose up and they said, enough is enough. We're not going to be taught in Afrikaans. Students took to the streets of Soweto, and that's where the famous Hector Peterson died, and many others. Others ran away from home, fearing their lives. Others, up to today, we don't know what happened to them. Bodies never found, track record of where they went, where they escaped to, not found. Meaning the police got hold of them and killed them and buried them somewhere in a shallow grave. So for me, I find it hard celebrating 1976. Why? Because I was taught in Afrikaans at school. Ons het maar gesit in die Afrikaans klas, be it a second language. Ons het geleer in Afrikaans. Ons het Afrikaans gepraat in die klas. En ons op ander tyd die onderwyser was nie eens 'n boer vroumens. 'n Swart vroumens het ons Afrikaans geleer. En ons het daar gesit en ons het gedink as jy nou mooi Afrikaans praat, dit beteken jy's nou slim. Jy's nou 'n slim kafir. Jy's nou 'n slim kafir. Jy's nou beter as die ander kafir, want in Afrikaans ons het essays gemaak en alles gemaak en ons het gedink die mense wat 100% kry, 90% kry in Afrikaans is die slim mense. But we did not see that the more Afrikaans you speak, the more of your heritage you lose. So I went to school, did Afrikaans from grade 2 to matric. Finished. Luckily, after school, you don't have to do Afrikaans because Afrikaans, people don't know this. Afrikaans is only spoken in South Africa. Afrikaans is the youngest language in Africa. It was formulated in Afrikaans by the Boers because the Dutch, they started losing that Dutch touch and started stealing some of our languages, Lebikiri, Beker, and they started formulating their language into the South African languages and all that, but not completely forgetting their Dutch roots. And Afrikaans became the youngest language to be formulated here in Africa. I got taught in Afrikaans, but the issue I'm having with celebrating, it's an embarrassment for me because my son is struggling in Afrikaans now. Remember, we don't, Afrikaans is not even the fourth language in my house. I'm Tsonga. My wife is Tswana from Kuruman. My mother tongue is Pedi. My father tongue is Tsonga. I grew up in KwaNdebele, in Mpumalanga, KwaMhlanga. So already Tsonga, Pedi, and Ndebele are the languages that I grew up around. And then you have and then you have my wife who comes and speaks Tswana and Sotho. So those are 5 languages that my son is currently learning. It's a small boy in grade 3. And then you have English to add on those ones, because that's what he's learning in preschools and all of these things. Because you want to take your child to the so-called better quality schools. So he learns in English. But now he's struggling in Afrikaans. And in a way, I feel like the government has failed us in terms of eliminating these Afrikaans in the private schools. Well, it's private. If you don't want to take your child there, King, then take them to the township schools. It's an unfair ask, because in the township schools we're meant to break every record in terms of the statistics. Pregnancy at school, drugs at school, teachers that are not really qualified, teachers that will impregnate. So why would I take my child there? Just because I can afford to take my child to the school that my child is going is not even worth 500 rand a month, the school fee. So it's not like I'm taking a child to a nice school that but I'm saying he's struggling with Afrikaans. I can see him every day reading Afrikaans, asking me, Papa, what is the word? Papa, hoe spreek 'n mens die woord? Papa, wat staan hier? And because my wife doesn't know Afrikaans at all. My wife grew up in Kurman. Kurman doesn't have the white population is very low in Kurman. So my wife, when it's Afrikaans time, then it must come to Daddy, because Daddy knows a little bit of Afrikaans. You guys know I speak all 11 official languages fluently, so except for Venda. Venda, I'm struggling. I can hear it, but I struggle with it. We are currently learning Swahili, Kiswahili, Jambo, and I know how to speak Shona. I'm very fluent also in Shona. My Zimbabwean people, when I taura Shona, they don't believe that I'm South African. They're like, "Why are you speaking Shona so good?" Taura Shona Mbichana, and they like, wow, they shocked that a South African, because I learned Shona from YouTube. I never learned Shona from nobody taught me how to speak Shona. That's why I'm saying to you guys who are learning with me, Monday Swahili days, we're gonna get there, guys. We're gonna get there where we can carry a conversation in Swahili. Coming back to the subject in hand, I'm very heartbroken that my son is learning. My son was born in 2014. He's busy learning Afrikaans. What are we celebrating in his 1976 June 16? What is it that we are celebrating? Because tomorrow, the 17th of June, we forget about these things. Next year, our children will learn. Children that are born this year, 2023, will learn Afrikaans. Why are we so still kneeling down to this devil Afrikaans? Why are we still worshiping those people? Why is it not optional in the better model C schools to learn Afrikaans or an African language? Why can't we value our African languages? Why can't the top school, why can't government enforce a regulation that even the top school, every school in South Africa, you must learn one African language as a second language? If you want Afrikaans, then by all means. But if you don't want to have an option not to choose Afrikaans, we don't have those options in South Africa. It's killing me slowly. I don't celebrate 1976. People are wearing uniform for what? The issue was Afrikaans. That was the issue. But our government never sorted this issue out. That's why white people, they look at us, they know we hate ourselves. They know we hate our language. Why? Because when we were in power, in parliament, when we had more than 80% of the power, we did nothing about taking away this Afrikaans nonsense out of the schools. Let it be optional, for Christ's sake, to learn an African language. Please. Can my child learn Tswana, please? Or his father's language? Okay, because I'm in the Northern Cape, it has to be Tswana. Can my son learn Tswana, please, and not Afrikaans? The joy I will have when my son speak fluent Tswana. My son is speaking fluent Tswana, by the way, because my wife speaks fluent Kuruman Tswana. Those people speak beautiful. When I heard my wife speak Tswana, I was like, I'm wifing this one. You know, it's so, Tswana has got that respectful tone. It's like Sutu. When it's spoken by the women, Tswana, Sutu, and Swati, and I would say even Xhosa. Those languages, when spoken by the female species, oh my goodness, I'm telling you guys. You guys tell me what you think on the comment section. Are you celebrating June 16? Is there anything of significance to celebrate? Do you think anything will change? Do you think sometime, somewhere, some God, some politician, someone will hear us and take these Africans out of our schools? I'm not saying completely. You know, you hear what I'm saying. I'm saying let it be optional, because colored people will never learn our black languages. They don't want to. White people, they want to learn Afrikaans. Let them learn in Afrikaans. Colored people plus white people, their population combined don't even make 30% of South Africa. So why is it that we are learning that language, where the rest of the people are speaking South African native languages? You tell me. It's your boy, King053, Mr. Easy Money. Please, if you love the content of what you are hearing, please subscribe, leave a like, and leave your thoughts on the comment section. Very importantly, even if you don't like and subscribe, leave your thoughts on the comment section. I want to know what you are thinking. Am I speaking to someone? Can someone hear me out there? Where are you from? Just click on the comment section and tell me where you're from, and if your children are also struggling in Afrikaans. Until we see you next time, see each other next time. I salute you. Don't forget to pray.